So it's just a lucky and a fortunate time to be an arm wrestling fan, an arm wrestler, an arm wrestling social media YouTuber or influencer or TikToker, Facebook guy, whatever you want to call it, Instagram guy. I'm feeling lucky. So Terence Opperman will be joining us, the number one guy from South Africa. He will be joining us in about 15 minutes from now, and I'm sending him the Zoom link right now. So for the first 15 minutes and for the last 15 minutes, I'll be addressing the chat, and in between that, for the middle 30 minutes, Terence will be our guest. So you can ask him questions now or later on when he joins. It's your choice. Seems kind of strong, but never heard about him before, Vince McMahon. You will get to see. So I hope it was a good thing that I added the trailer on my channel so that people can get to know what we are talking about here. Very keen for this interview, John. Yeah, me too. Terence is number one overall in South Africa. Very strong. Yeah. Love your work, Pradeep. Thanks, Adnan. Thanks, you're the man. And John McKenny? I thought it was Mackenzie. I think John will also be joining, probably. Or Big Mac, or both. Punctual Pradeep, GR Williams. Thanks, brother. Usually I'm 1 or 2 minutes late, but this time I was on time. Ask him if he lives a clean, healthy lifestyle, okay? Alright. Ask him if folks in South Africa use Devon's app to meet and grip up. Good question, Daniel. I'll try to remember that. If I don't, please remind me once again. Hey Pradeep, how do you love Sandris's new video? Hi. Ha. You smoked him and all he had to say, why you butthurt. Classic reflection tactic. I'm surprised he didn't call you racist. After watching the video, I was kind of disappointed. I even wanted to text him, privately message him that, man, you could have done better than that. That was disappointing. You need to up your YouTube game. So no, I was not impressed. And all of the parts where I called him hypocrite, he intentionally skipped forward. You can just see it, him being really careful. The parts that he cannot answer, he skipped forward in that video. Pradeep, Sandris wants to kill you. No. Sandris just wants some YouTube exposure. If you cannot tell by that, if a guy is uploading 5 out of last 6 videos are controversial, and you still cannot tell that guy desperately wants to, and nothing wrong with that. Maybe there is something kind of unethical about uploading every controversial video. 5 out of 6 videos now are controversial, and you still cannot figure out that he isn't mad at me. You may think he's mad at me, but I would say no, he isn't. He has absolutely nothing against me. First Michael Todd, then me, and keep an eye on it. There will be a next target, because I'm not going to respond to his video. So next time there will be a different target. Thanks, Pradeep, your legend. Daniel, thanks, brother. Trailer was a great addition. Yeah, thanks for the feedback. Pradeep, did you see the latest? Yes, maybe you two arrange a live stream together. I'm up for it. But I won't message for him. I invite him here publicly. I won't privately message him. If he wants, he can contact me. We can schedule a live anytime he wants. I'm never. So someone mentioned that Pradeep was talking about Derek Smith's live stream, and as soon as Derek joined the live chat after that, he kind of backtracked. No, I was talking about Derek's practice pull about 20 minutes ago, and somebody brought it up in the chat. So just because Derek joined the chat, why would I talk about that particular thing once again? Derek has already given his opinion in like a 2-hour live stream about that. What did you think of my comment on your video regarding Sandris? Drew24, man. I apologize. I don't remember what exactly you said. I don't remember. Pradeep, did you see the latest video? Yes, I saw. Pradeep, my buddy, LOL. You should call Brian Shaw and ask him to come to arm wrestling. I think Derek Smith is doing that. Sandris have a surprise video for you. Have you watched? Yes, Amit. There was practically no content in that video. I didn't find anything like. Black athletes are very strong. He must be a beast. Who? Sandris is trying to get noticed, but he's not high enough to be calling out the top tier guys. And he was saying that look at your channel. All you're uploading is Levan, Hermes, Dennis, John, Levan, Dennis, Hermes. So it was around the time of King of the Table. What else am I supposed to do? You're literally adding credibility to my work. That there is a big event coming up, or that just barely happened a week ago, and all you're doing is talk about that big event. That's exactly what I'm supposed to do. That's literally what I'm supposed to do. Terence is a legend. Pradeep, it has been Sandris in the thumbnail, not bait. Okay, thumbnails with Devon, Dennis, Levan, etc. It has been Sandris in the thumbnail, not bait thumbnails. So if someone is talking about Levan or Dennis, and Levan and Dennis is in the thumbnail, what's wrong with that? I didn't understand your comment. Terence and John are so strong. Looking forward to seeing them compete internationally. Yeah. Pradeep, you are full of it, bro. Your ego has gotten the better of you. Maybe you should focus more on pulling instead of talking about pulling. No, no, no. I don't think that is one of the worst advice that you can give. You are giving an advice to a YouTuber who talks about arm wrestling, gives news. You're telling him to focus more on arm wrestling than talking about arm wrestling, then uploading content on YouTube. Bro, Rylan Johnson, I just hope if all of your advices to people are like this one, I really request you, I literally beg you to not give advice to anyone ever in your life. Please don't do that. What's up, Pradesh Andreas? I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Trying to hold myself from not coughing. Pradeep, how do you stay zen all the time? Man, I may have to search what does zen mean. Anyone else feels Morozov isn't even close to Levan? Hmm. Yeah, for now I would say so. For now I would say so. I wouldn't say the same thing maybe in 1 or 2 years from now. 1 year from now. Hey Pradeep, finally Sasho will fight at East versus West. What do you think about he will face Paul Lin? Yeah man, same thing. That Paul cannot top roll Rustam. The same thing he's going to feel against Sasho as well. He cannot top roll Sasho. So better he starts going in a hook right from the beginning. I believe Sasho will beat 3-0. Definitely possible. Pradeep, I know Pradeep, you know I support you and I don't agree with you on this thing. We are all humans. Thanks, brother. Thanks. That's a really great thing to say. Those are literally all the arm wrestlers that people wanna hear about. Yeah, there is a salvation found only in Jesus Christ. Of okay, okay. I am here. I mean, Yusuf Andres is just trying to get views. Then why doesn't he do bait thumbnails? Is what I meant. Sorry. Okay, okay. That's your point. Yeah, good point. Terence is here. Okay. Nope, Terence isn't here. Terence will be here in just about, let's say, 5 minutes from now, 6 minutes from now. That's when he will be here. भाई इंडिया में आप कोई कंपटीशन कराओ. इंडिया में हो रहा है यार काफ़ी कंपटीशन. मे बी you will see me compete in one of them, but I am not in a position currently to organize. Although I do have some ideas to work with some of the promoters. Why can't someone who studies arm wrestling comment on arm wrestling and report their objective view? This is absurd. The likes of most of the people are at the top. They don't like being challenged. They somehow kind of feel some kind of power being taken away from them. Like there is, it just cannot happen. He must think that, man, why is Pradeep getting all the views? I have like 10 times more experience than Pradeep. I'm 10 times more stronger than Pradeep. Then why are people listening to him? More people are listening to him compared to me. So that thing can bother a lot of people, and that's why in the Facebook groups you can see all the dirt filled against all of the YouTubers that they shouldn't be listened to. It should only be an actual arm wrestler. I hope Sandris is just searching for views, cause if he's not, he's just an arrogant man. Yeah. And I replied to that because I didn't want to make a video about it. That's why I replied to him under that video in the comment section. Bharat Mata ki jai. Satma? Bye. Okay. Hello, Pradeep. Exactly. Yeah. Can't wait to see Terence Opperman in international action again. Which gear does Terence recommend? Which gear? You mean clothing? Clothing gear? Okay, I'll ask him. Shorts. I think he competes in shorts. Why are you not focused on your Hindi channel? Yeah, man. I should be, but lack of time. As I said, for literally 3 weeks, I was working on double shifts, and before that as well, it kind of distracts me. And because I have to do a lot of research on for that those topics as well. Hi, Pradeep. All the best from CH. What's that? Czech Republic? I don't know. Zen means cool and chill. Yeah, thanks. Sandres is just dumping content that he has no direction or logic. I'm telling you. Expect to see him target someone else after this. Expect to see that. I listen to Pradeep because I find the Indian accent sexy. Andreas, thanks, brother. Steroid gear. F. Sandres. Okay. Nah, he's just a little bit. He's trying something. He's trying something. Anyone who's a YouTuber can tell it a little bit more easier than just the viewers, but he's trying to get somewhere. JR, I don't agree with you. Okay, Drew, Switzerland. So Terence Opperman, I think it's about time. Terence, if you're watching, you can join right now, and then we'll get to the questions. Please ask Terence and John if they train on the table or at the gym more. Yeah, what is the best way to train? And you can ask two of your friends as well to join if you're still listening, Terence. All right. Sandris is not doing any favors to the sport of arm wrestling by doing this. I mean, he's doing a great job. He's doing a great job when he was uploading training videos and everything. He was doing a great job. And he was like, you need to talk about others to get views. I can talk about weather to get views. I'm like, are you serious? Are you serious? I uploaded a training video. I didn't talk about anyone. I uploaded a training video and it got like 12, 13,000 views. Only one single training video. And when you upload a training video, it gets like 3,000 views. So don't talk about that. I need to talk about something else and to get the views. I totally don't agree with it. Probably there is a good chance if I have a super match, I can get more views than Sandres say this on that match. I wouldn't be surprised if I get more views than Sandres on my first super match. That was kind of an arrogant statement from him. So Terence has joined. Let me, brother, if you said anything, I was not able to hear because my earphones were not plugged in. So guys, please welcome the South African legend arm wrestler Terence and John. Welcome, brother. How are you guys doing?
Hey, thank you, Rajiv. I appreciate it, man.
Thanks,
Yeah, thanks,
Pradeep.
brother.
Appreciate it.
Can you?
Yeah. So guys, as some of the viewers were saying in the beginning that they are not aware of the guests, like who they are. Can you please give us some brief introduction about yourself?
Okay, Mr. Pradeep, I will start. You can hear me?
Yeah. I can hear both of you.
Okay, cool. All right. I've been out for a while for international arm wrestling. I started in 2005 to arm wrestle. I've been overseas 16 times for arm wrestling. I've been to all the big arm wrestling tournaments, what there is. I've been to Zloty. I've been to Arm Wars. I've been to A1. I've been to World Championships many times. So yes, I've been all over the place. And I stopped international traveling because it was too expensive, and with my work, I couldn't travel anymore. But yeah, I think I'm still strong. But luckily now I'm in a position to start traveling again. So for the subscribers who don't know me, nice to meet you guys. You'll see me on the national field once again soon. So I'm going to give John time to introduce himself as well.
Hi, Pradeep. I'm relatively new to the sport. I haven't had an illustrious arm wrestling career like Terence has. I've been arm wrestling now for approximately the past 3 years. I currently ranked number 1 in South Africa under 105 kgs, and I'm also looking to forge a name for myself internationally and pull against the best guys in the world.
Yeah. And John, looking at you, it is quite clear that you didn't start working out 3 years ago. You were working out way before that. So what were you doing before arm wrestling?
I did powerlifting for many years. I've been doing powerlifting for, I started actually the latter half of school. So I did powerlifting for a good 10 odd years. I come from a strength sports background. Like my best, that eventuated in my best lift over 350 kg deadlift. So yeah, I did build some power in powerlifting.
Okay. So what was the motivation to switch to arm wrestling, or are you still doing powerlifting even now?
No, I stopped the powerlifting. I just didn't have the time for it with my job. So during COVID, it was as everyone did. They had a lot of time on their hands, and then obviously arm wrestling was coming to the fore again via East versus West. I think Larry Wills did so much good for the sport in terms of his channel, and that really got me motivated to focus all my energy and resources into pursuing an arm wrestling career.
Yeah. And Daniel Morgan is saying that John also had a South African powerlifting record for deadlift. So what's your best deadlift?
I did a 350 deadlift under 110, and then I did a 330 deadlift under 100.
And how old are you right now?
I am 32 at the moment.
32, 105 kilos
Yeah.
you're competing. So have you ever been to any other country to compete in arm wrestling, or just South Africa for now?
Yeah, just South Africa for now. Yeah, I'm definitely looking to compete internationally though. Yeah.
Yeah. And Terence, what about you? How old are you?
I'm turning 38 this year.
Yeah, 38. Okay. So where are you guys from? Like South Africa is not which state from South Africa, because your country is not that much known in arm wrestling.
I think John can answer that question.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am from Johannesburg in Gauteng.
Yeah.
And Terence is from Witbank in Mpumalanga. They're approximately about 1.5, 2 hours drive apart.
Yeah. Yeah. So John, okay, I read it. You lost me. And John, no. First, I'll ask Terence. Can you just briefly remind all of our viewers one of the best matches that you have had? You've had many matches against the famous legendary arm wrestlers.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. I've been all over the place, and I had a great career up till now. I would like to pursue it. So I think one of the matches what stood out for me was against Mr. Tim Brzenk. I can't tell you what power I felt when I was pulling against that guy. The 1 year I went to a number of World Cups, so I competed against him on the left hand. I remember I asked Neil Pickup, I said, so Neil, what do I do with this guy? Do I top roll? Do I hook? He said, it doesn't really matter. I couldn't understand what he meant by that. So I tried to top roll him, but it was like, I opened my arm and he just went through my arm like I was not there. The year after that, I said, okay, no, this time I'm going to hook this guy. I'm going to try the hook. So I went into the hook, standing there, and I nod my head. I was like, you can go now. I will see if and he just banged my arm open once again. So, yeah, that was one of the matches that stood out for me the most. But obviously, I would have liked to pull against Pushkar. I never had the opportunity to pull against him. But I pulled it in against Denis Saplenkov. Yeah, that was also, I can't believe how strong one guy can be. So obviously against John Brzenk, I had 2 super matches with him. That was brilliant to compete against him. Just to say I've pulled against him was already halfway there. So yeah, he's also phenomenal arm wrestler. He will never hit fast after the go. He will go slow. He gives you a chance to get in your position. Once he's in the strap, he's in control. But yeah, that was also what stood out for me. Against Michael Todd, 2010 in England, that was amazing. I think also one match, I think that is where actually I started to build a name for myself, is when I pulled against what is his name? It was 2009 in Italy at the World Championships. It was Ivan Matushenko. I don't know if you know him.
Yeah, I know.
So when I beat him back to back, I beat Muriev, and they were the two guys from Russia. So I was very hyped. Got it. Beat a lot of guys up till the semi-finals or just before quarterfinals. I lost against Armwrestling from Romania because I had a very long. I beat him maybe 3-4 times, but every time it was a jump start of a foul or something, and eventually I lost some stamina and I fell out of the competition. Lucian Fadela beat me as well. And then I was out of the competition, and Ivan won that day. So I think that was one of the highlights of my arm wrestling.
Yeah. And in that, compared to that shape, when you pinned John Brzenk once in that super match, or when you beat Ivan Matushenko, where would you say you are yourself right now? Lagia is saying he beat Ivan Matushenko. Wow. Like, I was also not able to believe that because he has been arm wrestling for a while. Like, you said in 2007 you beat him, right?
2009.
9. Okay, 9.
Yeah.
He was. I think he wasn't new back then. He may have been arm wrestling before that, sometime before
Yeah,
that.
he
At
was.
least.
He was well famous. I had this guy, Mr. Willie Botha from South Africa. He came to me and said, "That guy is in your class. He's going to win your division today." So I looked at him and I was like, "Yo, that guy doesn't even look that big. How can you say he's going to beat me?" So I just said, "I'm going to try my best." And yeah, obviously, I think I surprised myself there. And he's a great arm wrestler. Has a big name as well. So yeah, it was great pulling against him.
Right. And Daniel Morgan with the 35. What's the currency? Zuid Afrikaanse Rand. Okay, thanks, brother. Terence, who would win in a boxing match between me and Lachlan Adair?
Yeah, that's another story. John, you want to tell us what happened there?
Lachlan Adair and Terence have had a sort of a back and forth on YouTube.
Yeah.
Some of the guys from South Africa, we've stoked him a bit because that is obviously a potential comeback match for Terence. Even though we as South Africans believe his level is a lot higher than Lachlan's, I think it will be a good match for Terence, certainly as a comeback, because Lachlan is a known name in the division, especially around the weight that Terence is at, that 110, 120 mark. So, yeah, we were just baiting the bear a bit there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, why did that match not happen? Was it because of COVID? I remember your back and forth between Lachlan. Ryan was also trying to get involved in that, trying to make some things happen, maybe set up the match. So what exactly was the situation? How did that start, and why couldn't it happen?
Yeah, it started about the Southern Hemisphere title. So I was feeling a little bit offended him claiming that title. So I just wanted to show him who's actually the Southern Hemisphere champion. That's where it started. So and then I asked him for a match and asked Ryan, and it was going well. It was well planned, and then the sponsors didn't come through, and we agreed for September. So it looks like September there will be a match between me and Lachlan. So that's what I'm hoping for. That will be great. He's a phenomenal arm wrestler as well, but I think experience beats raw power. So we'll see what happens there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course. JR Williams with the $5 super chat. Pradeep, can you ask Terence his powerlifting totals, and has he ever competed in any strongman competition like World's Strongest Man?
Yeah, I tried once. I was very good with just one competition. I tried. It was an open thing for the public, so I tried a little bit. With the suitcases, I was doing very well because of my strong grip. But with the deadlift, the most I ever deadlifted in my whole life was 208 kilograms. And I was weighing about 105 kgs, so that's not a very good record, but yeah, for me it's well. Once I bench pressed 160. And yeah, that's about it. I've curled 63 kilograms from the floor of my knee with one dumbbell. So yeah, I think that's about the weight limits I have. I don't really focus on records when I try to train because it hurts my elbows and my wrist and stuff. So then I struggle to train the next day. So yeah, I'd rather do lighter and more reps and to build more stamina. I think that's more important for me.
And I want to ask, what was your weight back then, 2009, 10, and what is your weight right now?
2010, I was weighing 108 kilograms.
Okay.
When Neil phoned me to pull against Michael Todd, so I think I weighed in 108 or 109 on the day. I was trying to get as heavy as possible, but I couldn't manage to get up to his weight. I think he was weighing 158 on the day. So currently, I weighed this morning 114.2. So I'm a little bit heavier than my normal weight. I used to weigh 112.6 around there. That's my natural weight. So I'm a little bit overweight currently. But yeah, that's it.
Yeah. And John, people were asking about your totals as well in powerlifting.
I think the best total that I did was 830 or something like that. I think it was under 100, 830 kgs. Yeah.
Okay, so same 105 kg body weight, you're saying?
Yeah, I think I was under 100 there, either under 100 or around 105, somewhere around there. Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody is saying that you are looking like Sandres. Sandres.
Yeah. I do look a bit like Sanders. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Adib, can I just say something? Yeah, this John is actually my training partner. We train once a week together. This guy has a phenomenal pronator on him. So once the match stops, you can't pin this guy. There's a few videos of me and him pulling a little bit on YouTube and on Instagram and so on. But yeah, this guy is a different arm wrestler. He's almost the same style as Devon. Once he has your hand, you're in trouble. So yeah, I just wanted to say that he's a very good arm wrestler as well. Even though he hasn't been involved long, I know he was at the competition 2012. John, he was there doing one competition, but since then till now, yeah, this guy's level has picked up. Yeah.
Adnan is saying hello everyone, and Amy Baxter with a super chat. Terence and John, who do you want to compete against internationally in arm wrestling? And Terence, you've already answered. Maybe it is Lachlan Adair, but what would be one other name? Or is there someone else that you want to face him before Lachlan?
Yes, that is actually a very good question. Me and John was talking when we were testing the live stream earlier. What to say when this question comes up, because you don't want to offend anybody, and you also don't want to be what do you call it, John? In Afrikaans we'll say windgat, but I don't know what you call it in English.
Yeah, it's too forward, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to be too forward. So yeah, I think I would love to one day to pull against Jerry Caderet. Obviously, I would love to pull against Devon Larratt. That is a dream. It's not because I say I can beat them, but just to compete against them. But I think a good match to start with. What is that guy's name we talked about, John?
Yeah, and we talked about if depending on what Terence's weight would be. So if Terence was to obviously go up in weight, that would obviously open it up to a different sphere of competitors. If he was to go down to a lighter weight, say around 100, then I think potentially good comeback matches would be maybe potentially against Paul Lynn, potentially Todd Hutchings around that 100 kg mark. I mean, obviously those are very strong guys, and they've done a lot in the division in East versus West recently. Then obviously at the more heavier weights, potentially an under 15 match in the future with a Brzenk or a Sandris. Obviously, Sandris is fairly young, but that will be I think a big goal for Terence to compete again. at that level.
And Paul Lin, East versus West 95 kg champion, is in the chat and he's saying hello to everyone.
Hello, Mr. Paul. How are you?
Yeah. So Paul is going to face Sasho and Rev instead of Zoloev. Zoloev
Yeah.
cannot compete for some reason. Now he's going to face Sasho at East versus West 7. And
Yeah. What a
and
match.
what about you, John? Who do you think you can take on right now with 3 years of experience in arm wrestling?
Obviously,
And just so I'm sorry to interrupt. Can you guys? Is it possible for you to turn the phone sideways so your video will be in full screen, both of you? Yeah, yeah, much better.
yeah, honestly, I don't want to speak out of turn and come across as arrogant or anything, but I certainly would like to compete. I could go under 100. I think there are some good matches that I could potentially have in the future, and also maybe with the Paul and Lachlan. I would love the Lachlan match. I would love because I really do genuinely believe that I could beat him. Actually, another match which really does interest me is Ryan Bound as an introductory match into the international scene. That match would interest me, just to sort of get my name out there into the international stage.
Yeah, and I think it can be possible if Ryan is interested in these matches, Terence versus Lachlan and John versus Ryan Bowen. It can be interesting. That's hard to say. I feel stronger, Paul. What's up? Okay. So, what exactly is the arm wrestling scene in South Africa right now? Like when you mentioned that you guys are arm wrestlers, like how do people react? Do they know arm wrestling is a sport? Is it famous over there?
It is certainly growing. It has grown, especially with the advent of social media and with the traction that arm wrestling has gained over the past 3 years. There's a lot of people who actually do know arm wrestling. A lot of people, if you say that you're an arm wrestler, they always mention that guy from Canada, and it usually leads on to obviously Devin Larratt. So there has been certainly a lot more exposure for it, but I think there's certainly a large amount of growth which still needs to happen. There's certainly massive amounts of talent here which haven't been tapped. So I think it's very promising.
Mm-hmm. And Terence, you have any thoughts about that?
Yeah, I think at our nationals we have about, I'm talking under correction, but I think it's 140 entries in the nationals. So it's quite small but big for us. So I think we're getting there. We started in 2002 in South Africa with arm wrestling, and we had some guys traveling internationally. So Billy Botha and Donnie de Toy. So it was also, they put us on the map. That's where we started. And I think we're trying to register SASCOC now. Trying to get all our paperwork together, and yeah, I think it's picking up. It's picking up.
Mm-hmm. And people are asking Paul Lynn versus Ryan Bowen. How would that go? For now, we would favor Ryan Bowen. At least I would favor Ryan in that match. And somebody asked earlier in the chat that do you guys use Armbet Devon's application to like suggest people to find arm wrestlers near them?
Yes, I do. I'm on that thing. I haven't lost a match, so yeah, I'm there. I'm up there. I've actually only pulled 2 guys yet. It's very far apart in South Africa to make the matches happen, but we got some guys involved with that app. It was very nice. I have Louis. I can't remember his surname now. Apologize, Louis, for that. He started to arm wrestling. We had a guy 50 kilometers from me. He was looking at Devin Larratt, also a very, very strong pronator, a young guy, I think he's 19 years old. We got him involved in the sport after that app. So yeah, I think that's actually a very good idea. If more people can start promoting that, it's called Armbets, Armbets something.
Yeah, Armbets, and
Yes.
it has made the work for arm wrestlers easy as well, because usually what happens when somebody gets excited about arm wrestling, they find who are the popular arm wrestlers, they ask them, and because arm wrestling is a small sport even now, so even the elite arm wrestlers reply to almost all of the DMs, and now just the
Yes.
arm wrestlers can just say Like usually when somebody asks you where can I find arm wrestlers near me, where can I find clubs near me, you would ask him where does he live, then you will try to find some contacts, give him some number or
Yes.
something. Now you can just tell him that go install Armbet app and it will be done for you.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, good work. But Devon has, for some reason, he has stopped promoting the app right now, because in the beginning he was heavily promoting it, and right now we don't really see him talk about the app. Right? I don't know what's the reason for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I think I'll just send him a message. I have him on WhatsApp. I'll just ask him what's going on there.
Yeah. Paul Lynn with a $5 super chat. Thanks, brother. Good to have you back. Best of luck to you. Yeah. So, can you tell us something about your left-handed match against Monster Michael Todd? When was it, and how did it go? Like round by round, if
Um,
you remember.
yeah, yeah. That was actually a good match. I lost 4-2. I would have been a draw, but he actually messed up his arm against me. He got a very big injury. I think he's actually still messed up from that match. But yes, that was an amazing match. The adrenaline and everything pumping. That was the hype. That was just good. That's actually when I met that other guy. What's his name? John. Now, you may help. I can't believe I forgot his name. He's always wearing that shirt. Remember when he competes? He
No,
has a shirt over his shirt. He just competed now. John, what is that guy's name? I told you I met at Amos. He's from America. From America with the glasses.
Oh, Chance Shaw.
okay.
Yeah, that's it. I met him that day. He was in Michael's corner. So that was nice. I met Don Underwood, also a phenomenal guy, phenomenal arm wrestler. He's very, very, very strong. I think he's the quickest heavyweight whatever lived. So yeah, that was actually an amazing match.
Yeah. And so when somebody asked me that who would I pick, Paul Lynn or Ryan Bowen, maybe I made a huge mistake. I wanted to say Paul Lynn. Did I actually say Ryan Bowen? Because people are
Yeah,
saying
you
that.
did. You did.
No, man.
I was we're not going to discuss that.
I would
We're not going
not
to discuss that.
Paul Lynn is asking you're picking Bowen over me. I'm like, no, why would I do that? So maybe I said it
No,
by,
I think
I said it by,
you made a mistake.
yeah,
I
it
will
was,
also favor Poland on that, Max, for sure.
yeah, Paul Lynn,
Ryan Bowen is a great guy. He's doing good for arm wrestling. But I think you're going to need to train a little bit if he wants to beat Poland.
yeah. So even if Paul is at 95 kilos, maybe if Ryan is outweighing him by like 12, 13 kilos, maybe there could be something. But I wouldn't say Ryan would win even if he's like 10 kilos heavier than Paul. And if the weight is same, Paul is over 100 kilos, then I don't think Ryan has any chance. Paul is saying friendship between us is over.
I saw the match Ryan pulling now in Australia. One of my friends is there last birthday. I actually won the 95 kilogram weight class. And I was so impressed with Bowen's hook power. Did you see he went into the hook one stage and Meta was struggling to beat him in that position. So I was very impressed with his hook power. I think that is actually for me more strong when he's stop roll. I don't know. I might be mistaken, but I think so.
Yeah. Paul is saying Pradeep Topji troll. No, actually, I wasn't trolling. I seriously, I didn't even remember that I said Bowen to the answer of that question. Yeah, Pradeep, I thought you were my boy alone. So, and what is you said nationals were 140 kilos. How do people react to social media over there? Like, are people trying to create YouTube channels? Are you, both of you, do you have any YouTube or Instagram page where you are trying to promote yourself from?
Yeah, we have. We started. Let me start there. We're gonna have an East versus West qualifications in South Africa at the 27th or 25th of March. So then we're gonna see who's gonna qualify to go to East versus West. That is gonna be amazing. So we started to pick up our Instagram because Instagram is not very big in South Africa. We use Facebook and WhatsApp and so on. So we started to do our channels because we see all the international arm wrestlers is doing Instagram. So we started with that. So it's picking up. It's slow. I only have 1,300 followers, so it's very slow. But I have a Facebook page. I have 3,000 likes on Facebook, Terence Opperman page. So yeah, it's. I think John also. He's called Big Mac. I don't know. You know Big Mac from McDonald's. He's Big Mac arm wrestling. So. I don't know if it's because his surname is McKechnie, but yeah, it's Big Mac. And yeah, we're trying to start something. I told all the guys going for East versus West, if your Instagram is not up and running, you're not going with us. So yeah, so that's one of the things I told them.
Yeah, guys, please follow Big Mac and Terence Opperman on Instagram and Facebook. Gia Williams
Thank
is
you.
saying Pradeep fell to the pressure to change his prediction about the Bowen match. No, there was no pressure. Didn't Bowen defeat Morris in a super match prior to his current strength training? No, it was 3-3. I think it was that match was 4 years ago and it was 3-3. So Heta Morris improved more than Bowen, it seems to be, because their last match was close and this wasn't that close. Yeah. So anything else you want to add, like you want to call out someone or you want to tell us something about your training before we kind of start discussing some international arm wrestling topics?
Yeah. I'd just like to thank you for having us on the show. I appreciate it. Thank you for what you're doing for arm wrestling. This is what we need. We need to get arm wrestling out there. So me and John just want to say thank you for the opportunity and thank you for what you're doing for arm wrestling.
Yeah.
There will always be haters, you know that.
Yeah.
But just keep on doing what you do, and hope that motivates you to continue.
And John, you want to add something?
Yeah, I'd just like to give a shout out to some of our strong South African arm wrestlers. I think they certainly deserve a shout out. Guys have been training really hard. Koos Fourie,
Yes.
Nicky Fourie, Johan Null, Ruan Null, Philip Null, Roby Ruiz, Donnie Fourie, Kenneth, and there's a lot of depth in all our divisions as well. There's some guys who are really putting in a lot of effort, and I think that'll definitely be realized over the coming years.
Right. So let me ask you, both of you, about some of the international events. Please give some of your thoughts about the Levan Saginashvili versus Hermes Gasparini match, because everyone seems to be talking about that and they're calling me out because I said that to me Levan looked in a good enough condition that maybe he could have returned to the table. That's why I said that people are really mad at me. So what are your thoughts about that super match?
John, you can go first. I will fall in after you.
I think certainly you had some valid points in your video. I did watch your video. I think there was certainly he was in a bad state physically, but I really do think, as you were saying, that he did not want to take 2 pins, because I definitely see in that last round the tide was turning and he was going to get pinned twice in those last two rounds there.
2 rounds.
I think if he'd continued, he would have got pinned there. And I think your points are more than valid.
Yeah. Because I was comparing it, yes, everyone has a different cardiovascular system. I was comparing it with the Dave Chaffee versus Vitali match. To me, those two guys were in worse condition than Levan. Because Vitali was like literally lying. Dave Chaffee was lying on the table. Vitali was lying on the floor. They looked in much worse condition, and still they finished the match. And Levan was like, when you're breathing, like it can get really, really difficult. You cannot speak. When you're so much gassed out that you're about to pass out, you cannot speak. And I found that Levan was kind of comfortable in speaking. When you are able to form full sentences, I don't think your cardiovascular system is in that much danger. What do you have to say about that, brother?
Yes. Well, I think as an arm wrestler, once your arm is pumped like that, it's very different than your body shutting down. So I think once your arm is pumped and your hand can't starting to open up, I think that is worse. But what I can say about what is his name? Not Levan, the other guy. Hermes, sorry, yeah. I met him in Italy. I went to pull against Frank Lamparelli in 2012. And I got a super match with Lamparelli. And at that stage, Hermes was just starting to beat, what is his name? Oh, man. I just said his name. Frank Lamparelli. Yeah, Lamparelli. So that's where I met this guy, and he's a warrior. He doesn't like losing. So I think he has a heart of a beast. So he would have gotten a pin. I don't think in that next match. I don't think the fifth one, maybe the sixth one. Definitely he would have gotten a pin. I saw he was comfortably bringing him up in a flop wrist. He's starting to open Levan's hand. So yeah, most people will say that was a deliberate foul. I think he pushed him off the pad. I think it was a good match.
So you're saying Hermes pushed him off the pad?
No, not that what I mean. What I mean is, he was putting so much side pressure. I don't think Levan deliberately felt. I think it was by accident. So he didn't push him off because he was going to the side, but he felt. I think it was just a legitimate foul. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and this is one rule that kind of always made me question or think about it. And of course, I'm not experienced enough to talk about it. That's why I want your experience. I want to hear what you have to say about this. This pushing rule, Neil Pickup said that he was kind of the one who introduced that rule. Like he was in the rules meeting, and people were kind of going against him, making fun of him when he said that this should be a rule. It should be in place that pushing your opponent off the pad, if you're really pushing him forward and his elbow goes back, it should be a foul on you because you are pushing and not on the other guy whose elbow went back. What are your thoughts about that? Is it really that easy to push someone's elbow off the back of the pad?
Yeah, pushing a guy off, you can push him off when he's at the edge of the pad, but I think you're more in control. Once you can stop a guy in that position, you're in control. You can definitely see if a guy is pushing to the back. But I think what he did was he's going to the side. So I don't think he pushed him off the pad. So I know the rule stands in arm wrestling. Once you push your opponent back off the pad, it's a foul for you. So there's definitely that rule stands in the rules. It is a rule at WAF and at IFA. So yeah, I think, but it's very difficult. Once you're in that position, it's difficult to push a guy off the pad if he's in control. So you already lost your hand. You gave up everything. So you're going to have to know what you're doing to push a guy off the pad. I think once you're in that position and you open your wrist and the guy can go off the pad, I don't know if that will be a push, but I think most refs will see it as you're pushing your opponent off the pad.
Mm-hmm. And in that, after the match happened, Levan was saying that Hermes was pushing me off the back of the pad, and Hermes responded in his video. He said that no, I was not pushing. I was going sideways, and my elbow was at the tip
That's
of the
correct.
pad, at the edge of the pad. That's why it was coming off towards. I was pushing sideways. That's what he was saying. Do you guys know Daniel Morgan?
Daniel
Yes, we
Morgan.
do.
Yeah,
Yeah. He's
yeah,
part of our training club. Yeah.
yeah. I got that from his comment. So Daniel is asking you guys to flex for the camera. Adnan, stop saying that. Stop saying what? Adnan is saying it wasn't intentional. So is there any possibility in a rematch? Like, and first of all, let me ask you about this 6 round format. Which format do you like? Best of 5, 6 round format, or should it be best of 7 if you are going for 4 rounds for a winner? Like, what are your thoughts, both of you?
I like East versus West currently. The 3 matches thing is working well. I love that. But I like, if I have to Superman somebody, I like 5 matches. I will, best out of 5 is the best for me. Best out of 6, it can be a draw. You're not going to have a winner. So I think best out of 5 is good. Actually, you can call it till 5 wins. Till you beat the guy. 3 wins, then you're fine.
Mm-hmm. And John, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I think I agree with Terence. I also don't mind the 7 because my endurance is quite good. But then sometimes I think, like, is it really the best guy who's winning? Was it just the guy with the most endurance? I don't know. I think the more matches you go on, the more you can actually dilute the quality sometimes. So, yeah, I think 3 or 5 is probably optimal.
Mm-hmm. So that's what I also say, that if you have pinned some guy 3 times, I don't know what is there left to prove. Like, if you have hooked him, beat him,
Yes.
you've top rolled him once again. I don't know what is there left to show to people. And
Exactly.
some people respond after that. They say that, well, boxing goes for 10 rounds. If you want to compare it with boxing, then there are many different rules. In boxing, you cannot use an oxygen mask during during a match, but apparently in arm wrestling you can. And what would you say about that? Like, if it is an endurance game, clearly arm wrestling 6 round format is an endurance game, and some people are saying Levan used that oxygen mask after he had already won 4-0. So my question is, what if he asked for it after he was up 3-0 and the match was not over? Should it be allowed then?
Yeah. That's a difficult question. I think if it goes about your health, I think he said his heart was pounding too fast. I think that is a different story. I think if I was pulling against him, I would say, obviously, give him oxygen, and if he can continue, we can continue, no problem. But I think the next guy is going to say, no ways. He's going to get the advantage. There's no ways. Otherwise, I want oxygen as well. So you can go both ways. A very difficult question.
Yeah, that was an interesting answer. I want oxygen as well.
Yeah.
Give me some oxygen as well. And yeah, once again, if we compare it with boxing, boxing can end in 1 round. Arm wrestling cannot. In boxing or any other sport for that matter, arm wrestling is the only sport where we still continue the sport after the winner has already been decided. Like, let's say even in football, the
Yes.
team is up 5 goals to 0 and there is 1 minute left. It is almost impossible for that team to win, but you still cannot say that it is not possible. Yeah, time is less, but
Yeah.
they can still win. In boxing, if
Still
someone
right.
is winning all 9 rounds and he gets knocked out in the 10th round, still the winner can be changed. But in arm wrestling, if somebody is up 4 pins to 0, I don't know what Levan had to prove left to prove after that, because he cannot lose.
Yeah.
Then why arm wrestle after that? And in today's world, when Engin is doing such a great job, King of the Table doing great job, these arm wrestlers have matches lined up, 2, 3, 4 matches lined up in advance. So they don't really want to risk an injury, because if they won 4-0, and then immediately now they have the next super match in their mind, which they are going to compete in from 2 months from now. So they don't have that emotion or that fighter's spirit anymore after that.
Yeah, I
No,
think
it's
if you
exactly.
compare it, sorry, John.
No, I think that's exactly it, Pradeep. I mean, even if you look at when Hermes pulled Gennady, I mean, I can't remember if it was 3 rounds up, and there was another 2 rounds, I think, left. And then Hermes's arm started to play up a bit. I mean, I know he didn't need oxygen, but it's just he didn't really want to continue. But the match was won.
Yeah. And
I think also if you compare it against boxing, boxing works on a pointing system. So arm wrestling doesn't work on a pointing system, except if you're going to say 1 win, 1 point. But I think also to avoid injuries, once you've beaten a guy 4 matches or 3 matches, you're clearly stronger than him. When it is 3-2 and you go for the next one, that's almost at the end. But to avoid injuries, I think it's a good place to stop. Like you said earlier, there's no point in proving you've beaten the guy 3-0. I don't see the
even
reason to
4-0,
continue and
even
make it
4-0 if you have
4,
beaten.
5-0, 6-0. I think it's. I know when we were at Arm Wars 2010, Neil organized 2 guys to compete against each other, and the one guy's dominating the other guy. He immediately stopped the match, and he gets him another opponent to compete, because the audience doesn't want to see a 6-0. They don't want to see a match lose on elbow foul. So you get a lot of people say, but that was an elbow foul. Yeah, but it's on live TV. They don't want to see a match stop and end in elbow foul. So yeah, you must decide what you want to do. If you go to the World Championships, there's zero fouls allowed. But when you go a little bit to the other side, like you saw that guys in America, what was that competition? The big one there
WL.
with the bigger pads, John.
WL.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, they allow a little bit more, but it was for the spectators. So depending on what audience you have and what TV crowd you have, I think that will determine the rules. But yeah, I think after 3-0, you prove your point.
Yeah. I found it funny, like how you remember WL, the league with the bigger pads.
The Michael Todd fans.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
Lagi is saying most people know how to fix the rules. Problem is that the refs or organizations are literally too shy and scared to strictly implement it. Yes, I can see that. Even Engin Terzi is kind of scared that, well, if the match ends on fouls, if the refereeing is strict, people are not going to like it, and rightfully so. But my point is, if the referee is strict, the athletes will keep their elbows on the pad. The athletes will stop moving in the pad, in the referee's grip. I think it can happen, and especially for formats like King of the Table, if you are allowing three fouls for the athletes, then there is no point, absolutely no point in having loose rules. Like if the athlete
Yeah.
cannot control his elbow three times in a single round, then it's on him. He doesn't need loose rules after that.
Yeah. No, I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, and this is why I believe it can be a best of seven if they still want. In my opinion, there were only two benefits of having a 6 round super match. First one is like the match can get interesting. Some athletes, it is just literally hoping that the winner will get tired after 4-0, and like the Levan case, and the last 2 rounds will be interesting. That's one benefit. The other benefit that used to be a benefit but not right now is that there is a potential for a rematch. Rematches can happen if there is a
Yes.
draw, 3-3 draw. Now we can sell another match, a rematch, but that has gone. It's gone now. Like there are no 3-3 these days. Like every time they have
No,
a
no, no.
seventh
I think
final.
only Arm Wars is still 6 matches.
No, I in the previous couple of Arm Wars events, I do remember Neil saying that there will be a silver bullet. How can you forget Neil's favorite word, silver bullet, silver bullet? He always keeps on saying that. Like you must have heard him say that word 100 times. So clearly there was a seventh round.
Yeah, 7th round. That's true.
Yeah. So thanks for joining, guys. Anything else that you want to add? And first of all, guys, please follow our guests on Instagram and Facebook. Please, can you once again mention your pages?
Yeah, I'm Terence Opperman on Instagram, on Facebook. Also Terence Opperman. But before I go, I would just like to say a shout out to Todd, Michael Todd, for he had his operation. He tore his bicep. So I saw him on the hospital bed when he came out of surgery. He put it on Facebook. So I just want to have a shout out to him and hope he recovers soon.
Yeah. And John?
I'm Big Mac Arm Wrestling on Instagram. That's the only platform that I'm on.
Yeah, Big Mac Arm Wrestling on Instagram. Thanks both of you. And now I'm going to let you go. You guys are awesome. Thanks for your time. Thanks for being on the channel.
Thank you, sir.
I really
Thanks so much,
appreciate
buddy. Really appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thanks. Stay strong.
Now-
Bye.
Thank you.
Now I'll address the chat for some time. MS is saying cancel this guy. Cancel who? Cancel me? You can try that. Many people have tried that. I would like to see Terence and John compete in East versus West or Arm Wars. Yeah. Let's see. Terence and John. Like Terence is clearly a high level guy. I don't know enough about John. Yeah, Santosh Prasad, I've checked that video and I left a comment under that video as well. Maybe if you want to check that out. So awesome guests, guys. Really amazing guys. And what was the comment? Pradeep bad, Sandris good, Hesu. That's good. Still, you're watching the video. You are literally a legend. You don't like a guy and still supporting his channel. You're awesome person. Joe, I saw all of it. Yes, which part? Okay. Joe, cool. All right, Drew. What did he do that was wrong? Do you even watch Sandris' video? The guy was straight up being ignorant and talking about nonsense. He contradicted himself 100 times. Sandris, so the thing that I didn't like was that the main points where I called him out as a hypocrite, the main points, he just skipped forward. He just skipped forward ththose points. I was expecting, man, you have uploaded a 30-minute video. You didn't need to skip forward. Maybe you should have increased the speed of my video. The point that didn't even make any sense, but actually it made some sense, but not the exact call out points. He included all of them, but he skipped forward all of the call out points and didn't respond. He didn't respond to them. Pradeep, okay. Let's go arm wrestling. Have you checked Sandris' video? Neat. Sandris sounds like a Skyrim NPC. Skyrim NPCs are really Elder Scrolls bosses are famous and Skyrim and NPCs are famous. I've not played any of these games, but those videos kind of keep popping on my feed for some reason. I didn't even watch the new video, too much LOL. Yes, I left a comment because this time I won't reply. He's getting way too much attention. Way too much attention. Sandris literally said what's Pradeep saying might be true, and but he's not allowed to talk about it just because he's not an expert in it. Yeah, Joe, that's correct. Makes zero sense and makes, yeah, that's what I've been saying for a long time. You can criticize me about anything. It doesn't matter if I believe I'm right or wrong. It literally doesn't matter. Your opinion should matter the most to you. You have all the right, everyone, you have all the right to call me out on anything. Anything. But the ideal situation, for at least for me, would be to give me the reason why I'm wrong and give me the solution as well, so that I can learn. But there is one thing that I'm not going to accept from anyone, is telling me to shut up, or telling me to not have opinions, to not talk about certain things. If someone is saying Pradeep should not talk about it, then my friend, you're just a hater. You're just a hater. Or if you're telling someone that he should be a world champion before he's qualified to talk about things, no, that's not correct as well. Pradeep is not even an arm wrestler. So can anyone give me the definition of arm wrestling? Can anyone give me the definition of arm wrestling? This is what I said about RVJ, and some people got offended about it. RVJ used to say that Pradeep is not an arm wrestler, and I was like, is being an arm wrestler decided by the level of your arm wrestling? So the person who has won a state championship, is he an arm wrestler? Or a person who has placed third or second, is he an arm wrestler? Or a person who has placed or competed at nationals or internationals, is he an arm wrestler? And in which country? Because there are different levels. A national champion from a country like India may not place in a national championships of Kazakhstan. He will not place. That's a fact. So is the Kazakhstan state champion an arm wrestler, or is the Indian state champion an arm wrestler? So if you decide by the level of arm wrestling, that is a really slippery scope, and I don't think you can really classify someone whether he's an arm wrestler or not with just the level of his arm wrestling. I think that's a stupid method. Crazy that Timmy Turner hates on you under Sandris videos. Is Timmy here? Not a problem. So of course, maybe if I said something wrong, I deserve to be called out for that. But just mention like what would, I always seek for solutions, when I always seek for solutions. If you tell me like I am wrong, tell me how I am wrong, and tell me how I can make it right, then I would really respect you. Pradeep, okay, freedom of speech is a great thing. Yes, it is. Just don't tell me that I cannot speak about some things. I can. So the level, do you guys agree with me or not, that it is extremely difficult, almost impossible to decide who is an arm wrestler and who isn't by the level of their arm wrestling skills or level of their strength? I don't think it is possible. Like I can train, and there may be some genetic freak in my country, like who is 110 kilos, who's naturally strong, and no matter how much I train, 4, 5, 6 years, he would still beat me. So now, am I the arm wrestler, or is that person the arm wrestler? I think that's, these guys are world champions. Sandris is not young. He's 28 years old, and he's so dumb that he thinks that you're an arm wrestler. The fact that you're an arm wrestler or not is decided by your level of arm wrestling. That's just a dumb thing to say. RVJ was saying the same thing, and I replied to him in my video that I'm way more of an arm wrestler than you, RVJ. I spend thinking, talking about arm wrestling, commenting about arm wrestling, making videos about arm wrestling. I spend at least 10 hours a day, probably more, doing something about arm wrestling. 10 hours a day. I'm way more of an arm wrestler than RVJ is. He doesn't even compete, he doesn't even talk about arm wrestling, probably doesn't even think about arm wrestling. So how is he more of an arm wrestler than me? You call him dumb? Of course he is. For his age, he's like, if he was like 16 years old, then some of those things could have been accepted. If you disagree with me, why don't you tell me why deciding if someone is an arm wrestler or not by the level of his arm wrestling abilities, why is this a right method? You tell me if you don't agree with me. Mazahir guy, he's really good. It's not extremely difficult to, it's not a thing, it's impossible. It's not extremely difficult, it's not a thing, it is impossible. Yeah, I do agree with you. Who shouldn't be Jerry's next match if Hermes is not ready to pull? So in Angie Terzi's live stream yesterday, he said that Hermes will decide. Nothing has been decided yet. Hermes will decide, and he will probably upload a video on his channel soon. Vitali Righty or Morozov? Yeah, great question. Great question. I think Morozov may take it. And left as well. I think those great matches. I think long matches. None of the matches are going to be easy. Good matches on both arms. How's your arm wrestling training going? Like really bad, brother. For some reason, what I was doing is that I was adding eccentric handle. I was doing only two exercises. Eccentric handle cupping. My max was 23 kilos, I think, or 24, something like that. So I started with 10 kilos. 10 kilos, 10 reps, 10 sets. So 100 repetitions. And pronation ring, same with little bit weight, 100 repetitions. I'll take 1 day break or do something else between that. Then next day I'll start with 11 kilos and add half kilo on pronation ring. Once again, 100 repetitions, 10 sets of 10 repetitions. And this is what I was planning to do. And hopefully in a month or so, I was planning to reach like 20 kilos and still being able to do those 100 repetitions. It would have been difficult, but that was my plan. I don't know, these cysts in my wrist, they kind of started hurting, and I have to move back in weight again, going back to 10 kilos and doing 150 reps. I did yesterday. I'll probably do something today as well. Pradeep, yes, I enjoyed the arm wrestling training videos. More, please. I will upload. I will upload. Pradeep hiring Ryan Bowen for his strength coach. No, not necessarily. Maybe sometime in future. Where can we see Pradeep arm wrestle in a super match? So there is one guy in my country. He's weighing like 72, 73 kilos, and he beats me on both arms. He beats me like he's been training like well, and a famous name is he has Shiv Kaushik, more than 50,000 subscribers. So first when I arm wrestled with him, I couldn't stop him without the straps. Inside the straps in practice pulls, got a little bit of stop. Then he beat me. Next time I competed, I was in practice pull. I was doing good against everyone that I didn't used to do so good against. They used to easily beat me in practice pulls. So I was improving a little bit, but not against that guy. He improved even more than me because he's younger and he's lighter, probably gaining weight as well. So my target would be to beat him. Like he's reaching that kind of national level. Not there yet. Maybe he's top. I don't think he's top 10 yet in 70 kilos. So, but I think with just 1 month of training, I should be able to stop him with both left and right because I'm way heavier than him. At same weight, I would have no chance. Wrist more important than thumb. Yeah, wrist is my weakest part. So that's what I'm planning on training for now. Fingers, I would say, are the strongest part, and wrist is weakest part. What do you think about Hermes versus Zaur? Zaur, I would say that Zaur is a good stylistic matchup. Not for Hermes, for himself. Like he is a good matchup against Hermes to beat him. But watching Hermes stop, I think there is a good possibility that Hermes will stop Zaur just like Dave Chaffee right above the pad. But I don't think Hermes can be offensive against Zaur. He can take his wrist or move him to the side right from the center. He'll have to bring him back from there. Shiv is a beast in his weight, yeah. Pradeep, what do you think about Devon versus Dennis? I think for now, Devon takes it easy. In 6 months, in October, still I would have Devon as a slight favorite. No, I don't think Dennis takes him, brother. No, RVJ cares a lot about arm wrestling. Does he? Does he? If there is a business deal and if there is an arm wrestling match, he would choose that business option 100 out of 100 times. Like I don't think he would even care about trying to manage something somehow. So does he? I don't think so. Pradeep, want to clarify it? RVJ wants to challenge you where he grabs you on wrist and you can use both hands to pin him. Where did he challenge me like that? Where did he challenge me like that? I want to know. I want to know. That challenge I would accept probably. I think it can be close. I think it can be close. I it's a good match, I guess. And I would, my right is weaker. I would challenge accept that challenge with the right arm because with my left I can apply more power. That way for sure he is going to crush me. But if I use it like this, maybe I can beat him. I'm worried about RVJ getting smashed again by a guy who's short. So this is one thing that I didn't like, but the statement that RVJ made in his last live stream, he was saying with Engin, he was saying that, so what if I lost to Sasho? Everybody loses to Sasho. So your reputation is really high, brother. Your reputation, your popularity is really high. You are only going to be put up against these world level elite arm wrestlers who beat everyone. That's what your reputation is. With that logic, you can always claim that you just lost to a guy who beats everyone. And that's not even the point. The main point is that you lost to a guy who beats everyone, but that guy was almost 10 kilos lighter than you. Why not mention that point? That was the main point. Like he's way shorter and way lighter. Then he beat you. So Drew 24, please tell me, is it what you are saying or is it what RVJ said? Sandris is the best he will ever be. Plateau said this. Okay, no, I think he can improve. They defame, then they discredit, and then they try to cancel you. Free top G and bro. Free top G J R Williams, yeah. Speaking, yeah, this in today's world, really, man, really. You don't even have to be disrespectful to offend someone. Like I just, and he, Sandris was saying, when did I say that you offended me? And another thing he was saying, when did I say John Brzenk is top 10? Bro, you literally messaged, like it literally commented under one of my videos and you were arguing with me over that fact that John is not top 10. The drama. And in today's world, you can say something about that guy and this person gets offended. And then he says, when did I say I got offended? Bro, you made a video about me telling me to shut up. You made it without being offended? I wouldn't tell someone to shut up unless I'm really offended. I wouldn't do that. How's your arm wrestling training going? Okay, I kind of answered that. I would love to arm wrestle a little bit, or get a little bit stronger. I always fantasize about these things. Yes, I'm not probably not going to be a very high level arm wrestler. That's kind of almost a fact. But if I train enough, let's say maybe even 30 minutes a day, that can be made possible. Can I then beat, let's say, if I'm weighing 85 kilos, can I beat the 60 kilos national champion of my country? Is it possible? Is it possible? Can I beat Irina Gladkaya? I genuinely believe I can beat her. But you guys apparently think differently that no, I cannot. Hey, if women and men are equal as women claim to be, I'm all up for a intergender competition. Lagia is saying he will upload it tomorrow or early next week, I guess. What will he upload and who will upload that? What? Armis and Zaur, I answered that. Reno message. Pradeep, what do you think about Devon versus Armis 115 kilo? Oh, I started Hindi. 115 kg. And I'm also pretty confident that Hermes takes that one. It's possible because both are going to be above 120 kilos on match day, and 120 kilo Hermes is really difficult to deal with. Man, I was worried about back when Sasho wasn't responding to Engin's message. I think when Sasho and the other Bulgarian, what's his name? Bojidar and Krasimir were going in a car to Europeans. There, Sasho kind of jokingly answered. It was almost a year ago. There he said that my fees is way too high. That's why I'm not responding to Engin. Somebody asked Sasho in that Krasimir's live stream. In my opinion, Pradeep cannot beat RVJ in that type of challenge match, but still will be fun. Okay, so that's what you are saying. I have 115 kilos. The language translation was smooth from English to Hindi. Yeah. Should I train both arms? Yes, of course you should. Of course you should. If you're a lefty, then you must train your right arm because the opportunities are going to be on this arm as well. If you're a righty, maybe you can get away without training this one. People with the growth of arm wrestling, there should be more focus on the left arm as well. But it seems like the focus is getting less and less. But fortunately, we have some guys like David Dadikian who are pushing that left arm. Artem Morozov was pushing it. Now Tobias Sporong is there. Dennis has started competing on the right only. But yeah, I would say overall the left arm is going down. Wow, I need sleep. Drew is saying, but yeah, RVJ said that as a challenge to Pradeep in that edited fixed knee pickup. Okay, that's what he said. Maybe we can try that if we go. Yeah, I personally have not arm wrestled anyone who is that strong that I can use two arms against. Maybe I'll see if I can beat everyone. Like I'll try to grip up with the strongest arm wrestler in India, and if I'm able to beat him, like If I'm literally redlining about to lose to him, then it would be difficult to deal with RVJ. But if I can beat him, then maybe I can take on RVJ as well. It shouldn't be that difficult to figure out. But for now, it's difficult to guess. Maybe I'll lose. I won't be surprised if I lose, and I won't be surprised if I win. I don't know how much strength you can add that way. I lose to everyone, like people who are weaker than me. When I let them try this, I always lose to them. So hopefully I'll beat RVJ as well in the deleted fix episode video. Yeah, YouTube deleted it. Oh my god. YouTube is saying that you deleted it. Clearly the uploader of this video has removed it. But the uploader is saying no, YouTube is lying. YouTube deleted it. I'd love to see I'd love to arm wrestle Pradeep someday. I'll lose for sure, but still mm, Vishek, like I wouldn't say that you lose for sure. Like I'm someone who can get a win or two in any competition here in India. Like if I'm competing, there has to be some guys that I can beat. And I've competed in 2-3 competitions only, and I have always found those guys that I can beat. I haven't competed on the right. Like the shoulder is getting a little bit better right now, but it was all messed up after the surgery, so I haven't competed on the right. Is Kaushik stronger than you? Yes, I would say, but I would say I'm a good month or 2 months of training away from him. I think that's about it. I think I can control him without the straps as well. I can hold his top roll. I still don't know how to arm wrestle in the straps at all. Like the guys who kind of run away from my hand without the straps, like I cannot do anything against them in the straps. I'll learn the strap game. I think I would be a good match versus Pradeep. I was in 205 pounds in class 20 at Mr. Olympia. We both have extra fat. To lose, yeah, I have a lot of fat. Healthy, fit, I am maybe a 80 kilo guy. Yeah, that's it. Not above that. For sure, not above that. If I'm ever thinking about competing, right now I'm what 88 kilos. So so you are technical. I don't know what your definition of technical is. Maybe, but if I were to guess, yeah, maybe my hand is on my right for sure 100%. My hand is better than my arm. Or break for a second. On break for a second. Can I break my arm? Is that a thing I should be concerned about? Because some people tell me that when I lose my wrist on the left arm, I tend to go in this position. Like I like to go in this position. It kind of feels comfortable, and people start telling me immediately, no, 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 don't go there. And I was like, it's looking comfortable to me. I don't know why you are saying don't go there. And when I'm in a hook, I'm always in this leaning position. I don't think it is possible to break your arm in this. Maybe in this position it is possible. Let's see. I'll upload some training videos so that you can tell me what's going on. Even in the practice pool video, I uploaded a practice pool video almost a year ago, and on my Hindi channel it got like 6-7 thousand views. English channel 4-5 thousand views. So my practice pools were also getting 10,000 views. Only a practice pool getting 10,000 views a year ago, and Sadris is saying, well, you only need to talk about other people, and that's how you get the views. No, bro, no. My practice polls, my training videos, my super matches, if I ever have one, they all will get more views than you. Than you for sure. For at least a year. Yeah, you're a heavyweight top arm wrestler. You'll for sure cross me in the number of views in the future. But not now. Not now. It's only for newbies. Okay. I meant at work. No. It's possible. I mean, accidents and injuries can always happen. Yeah. It's possible, but I'm kind of prepared. I can't wait to grip up with Pradeep one day. Stacey Morgan is really lean, but he's ripped. Stacey Morgan looks ripped. It's possible. Okay. So guys, that's about it. Do you see that Aiden Ross bodyguard break? Yes, yeah. I even uploaded a video about that. Yeah, that situation kind of seems weird to me. Like when you're in this position, you have lost your hand, and then you're trying to push this ways. Like if I want to push, I would stand up and get behind my shoulder and then push. Pushing this way, it doesn't make any sense to me. Like how can you even generate force in this position unless you're Todd Hutchings or something? Will you consider steroids? If it is a life-changing match, then yes. For now, no. Do you think Indian was okay? Yeah, I saw that. Schoolboy was a beast. I wouldn't be a completely against them. I wouldn't be complete against them. Atlantis IRL word. I meant at work. Okay. Schoolboy was a beast and still young. I hope he comes back and he would be a force to be reckoned with. I think it was his left arm that had surgery on the bicep, and his right is okay, I guess. His right is okay. Thanks for having us, Terence. Thanks, man. You are the man. And Stacy sent me a photo. Arm wrestling. Okay. Once again, guys, if you watch this video, if it is possible for you to add this later on, like I think I explained my question well. Like, who do you think is an arm wrestler? Like, what are the qualifications when people say that Pradeep, you're not even an arm wrestler, or to tell someone else that he's not even an arm wrestler? Like, what are the qualifications of being an arm wrestler? Juice Pradeep versus Ryan left AWE 17. Yeah, Ryan is way bigger than me. Earlier, when Ryan was not doing this full body training and his left was kind of really left behind, I used to think that, man, with a couple of years training, maybe I can do something against Ryan on the left. And he used to be 95 kilos or something. Now he's like 107 kilos. Difficult. AWE 17. I don't think Ryan will go that far. He'll really need to take things seriously. And the big problem with that is Australia is really difficult to get to. Like, he's away from everyone. The country is away from everyone. Zaur versus Hermes thoughts. Terence Opperman, welcome to Arm Wrestling supporter. Thanks, brother. Thanks. Terence has just become a member of this channel. Thanks, brother. Thanks, Drew. DDL delusional Devon Larrett. It has a bit of a ring to it. DDLJ. You can add J as well after that. But Ryan was literally on everything. Yeah. So thanks guys. Thanks. I really appreciate your support. I'm going to end this live stream. Please, in this video or somewhere else, maybe I'll create a community post or something. Tell me, what is your definition of an arm wrestler? I'll ask, you're an arm wrestler if you arm wrestle. That's not the question. The question is, what is your level? DG, and it's kind of confusing. So you're saying level is what is your level? So level is more important. Ryan made a name for himself. It worked. Yeah. Thanks everyone. I'm going to end this live stream. You guys were awesome. Awesome.